Live and Unleashed. Today I've got Danielle Hagenrader and myself, Stephen Nolte, and we will be discussing exercise for diabetics. Before we get started, let me introduce Danielle. Danielle is a nutritionist, a diabetic coach, fitness instructor, and also a type 1 diabetic. Did I miss anything out, Danielle?
That's a good intro. Thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome. Danielle, we're going to talk about exercise, which is very close to your heart, and maybe we can just start by, explaining why it's so important for diabetics to exercise.
Sure. It's important for diabetics, but it's important for everybody to exercise. But as far as blood sugar control goes, the more you exercise, generally the less insulin you have to take. The less insulin you have to take, the less ability your body has to store fat. So generally, excuse me, people are trying to find the best ways that they can reduce the amount of insulin that they take, just so it makes you healthier. You don't want to be overloading your body with so much insulin, which gives your body the ability to keep storing fat cells. And besides just the diabetes related part, blood sugars will be improved. You will lower your amount of medications, whether it's insulin or oral medications if you're type 2. But also your cardiovascular system will improve. You'll be able to walk faster without being winded. Going up steps won't be a problem. We're just talking all these little everyday things that you have to do every day anyway, just become, instead of becoming a chore, they become easy. So there's just so many reasons why, but and I'll just, one more is it builds your confidence. The stronger you get, the more confident you get in your ability to do physical things that you may have previously thought that you can't do or couldn't do. That will spill over into other parts of your life, your relationships, your career. Your level of confidence going up from knowing that you can do physical things will kind of upward spiral you into other parts of your life. So
Yeah,
that's
I can definitely relate to that. And the funny thing is, I've been exercising the majority of my life, and then it's like you don't know what you have until it's gone. It wasn't until I stopped that I started to see a change in my diabetes, because I was diagnosed diabetic while I was still quite active. So exercise was never something I had to kind of learn. Although it wasn't structured like going to the gym and having a program, it was just running about playing football. And so I noticed afterwards, and you and I have had a chat anyway about this, and I let exercise go from my routine a few years ago, and I've just now started to get back into it and found massive benefits from it, and quicker than it actually thought would happen, because a lot of it was in the mind, and I thought, I'm not going to do this, or it's going to be too much, it's going to take me months to get back to where I was. And I have to say, probably 4 to 5 weeks, I think my legs are a lot stronger for playing football, and I'm enjoying it. I now want to exercise, whereas before it was just getting over the mind block of, I can't do this, or it's too much, it's overwhelming. Um,
exactly.
so
And for me, I have the opposite story where I spent the majority of my life not exercising, and my diabetes was out of control. I used to weigh 200 pounds, and I was embarrassed to exercise. The thought of exercising was embarrassing because I didn't know what to do, and I thought I couldn't do it. Like you said, it was in my mind. I was like, I can't do that. That's too difficult. But when I started believing and taking small steps, like you said, the changes started happening a lot faster than I thought they would, as long as I stayed consistent with it. And that just kind of created, like you said, that addiction to knowing that my actions could make huge results in my life, small actions making huge results. So yeah, we both have opposite stories, but with the same outcome.
exactly. Now, what should a type 1 diabetic, just following on from what we just discussed there, the mindset, how can they prepare for exercise if they're new to it, or they've given it a break like I have? What should they be thinking about in terms of preparation?
Well, certainly you should be thinking about what your blood sugar level is before you start exercising. You obviously don't want to start doing anything strenuous if your blood sugar is low. If you're under, I would even say if you're under 90, and again, Stephen can maybe shoot up the equivalency in for UK listeners, but if it's under that, you might want to have something small. I would even say something like maybe 10 grams of carbohydrates, not even 15, just to bring that up over 100 so that you're not worrying about it going low. And to the same effect, if your blood sugar is, I'd say, even over 200, because I know for me, once my blood sugar gets to be about 200, I start feeling crappy. I start feeling tired. And, you know, sometimes when you start exercising, if your blood sugar is that high, you can start feeling nauseous. And sometimes, due to the fact that we do release cortisol while we exercise, that can even cause your blood sugar to go up higher instead of bringing it down lower. So you really do want to be mindful of having your blood sugar being in a kind of a range between 100 and 170, maybe, something like that, so that you can maintain that while you're exercising. But the other thing that you need to do is check your blood sugar while you're exercising if you start to feel weird. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to push through this. It doesn't matter. I'll worry about this when I'm done. You can't do that. That's the wrong mentality to have about it, and that's kind of how you stay stuck in the same ruts, because you're not being mindful of what your body is trying to tell you. You're going to always be the best judge of how you're feeling on the inside of your body. So when your body's trying to tell you something, it's of your best interest to listen, check, correct, and then go back to it. Is it a pain in the butt? Yes. Am I going to tell you that it's not? No. But the thing is, we're diabetic, and that's just the way it is for us right now. So our best bet is to take what we know, apply it, and move forward. So yeah, you definitely want to be mindful of your blood sugar levels and also your hydration levels. If you haven't had any water all day and you want to go start running around and sweating, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. You're going to feel horrible. You want to make sure that you're kind of always sticking to drinking 1/2 of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you want to drink 100 ounces, 150 pounds. You want to drink 75 ounces in a day. And then when you start sweating a lot, you really want to start replenishing that as well. So go a little over your 1/2 of your body weight. The more you sweat, the more you need to drink. So hydration and being mindful of your blood sugars. And I'm sure as a football player, soccer player, you will have more to add. Anything that you think as well is important?
Well, I can definitely resonate with that, because I've tried it both ways in the terms of not checking blood sugars and checking. And when you don't check blood sugars, nobody wins, because it affects your performance, it affects how you're running. Your mind's saying keep going, and your body just is shutting down. I found it hard when I was younger to try and determine, is that a lack of cardiovascular, or am I not fit enough, or was it the blood sugar going down? And I can say with 99% certainty, out of all the times it's happened, it's blood sugar. Especially playing soccer or football, you're short, sharp bursts. So sometimes, depending on what team is the stronger team, you can be working harder. If you don't have the soccer ball or the football, then you're going to be working harder than the other team. And then if you have the better team, and you never know that until the game is playing out, then you can manipulate the game better and have possession, and there's actually less running, although you're still running. So all these things do matter. And I had a situation just a few weeks ago where my blood sugar was starting to drop. We were playing 5-a-sides, and I just take a time out. I just say, guys, I need a couple of minutes, and I check my blood sugar, and I'll take some, like the fruit boxes, the kind of orange juice, and get my sugar levels back up. And then people are okay as long as they know. And that was the other thing. Sometimes people don't want to share that they're diabetic, and it's vitally important, especially in that environment, if there's other people involved, because you and I both know how quickly blood sugars can drop.
Yeah.
And it can get out of control, and especially during exercise. So without a doubt, I think that's great advice.
Yeah, you brought up two really good points that I just want to really quick add something on, is being prepared. Do not go and exercise without having either a juice box or glucose gel with you. Don't have it in your car. Don't have it somewhere where you have to walk far away. It should be in your pocket, or if you have a little backpack you can drop next to where you're working out. You have to have it with you. There's no excuse. It's your responsibility. Your diabetes is your responsibility. And if you are on a team, like you said, I think it is of the utmost importance to, if not, you don't have to sit down and have a team meeting about you being diabetic, but maybe you have someone on the team who you're closer with, or maybe there's a captain or something like that. You say, I'm diabetic, there might be a time where I have to run off to the side. You do need to make somebody aware, and that's also your responsibility. You can't expect these people to know if something does happen, how to take care of it, if you don't tell them how to do it. So yeah, that, like you said, having the thing available, the juice or the glucose gel or the tabs, and making somebody aware of the fact that you may have to step off, and that's not a problem. That's okay, and being okay with that.
Cool.
So,
No,
yeah.
that's important. I just want to briefly, for the type 2s out there, is it the same preparation for type 2 diabetics, Danielle?
Pretty much. I mean, type 2 diabetics have to worry about their blood sugar too, and they don't want to be too low or too high. They have the same, you can get low blood sugar, you can get high blood sugar. It generally feels the same way.
I
And again,
guess I guess if they're on insulin, because not all type 2 diabetics are on insulin, so if they're on insulin, they need to be,
yeah, but even
again,
if some
monitoring it.
people take just metformin, it can affect their blood sugars. So it's either way, it's something that they have to be aware of. I'd say it's pretty much identical. I would say the preparation and the need to share the situation with somebody else is pretty much the same, I would say. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, that's a brief insight to exercise. Danielle, what should people be doing just to get started? What would your finishing thoughts on diabetics wanting to get back into exercise?
I would say
We wrap up?
pretty much small, permanent steps. Don't try to do everything at once. Don't go from not exercising at all to saying, I want to run a marathon in a couple weeks. That's the best way that we can sabotage our own success, because it's small permanent steps. You want to just be a little stronger tomorrow than you were today, and each day have that mentality. You don't want to try and go from lifting no weight to lifting 100 pounds of weight over your head. It's unrealistic, and when we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves, that's when we sabotage ourselves into giving up. Because when we can't reach those unrealistic expectations, then we say, oh, I knew this wasn't for me. I knew I couldn't do this. So you really want to set realistic expectations that you can meet, feel good about, celebrate, and then move on to the next one. And a really good way to do that, if you can, is maybe consult with somebody who is experienced. Not like you have to have a trainer for the rest of your life, but even if you just sat down and had one or two sessions, someone who is knowledgeable who could teach you about progression, go from here to here or here to here, or even do your own research. The internet is full of information. Get on a program. Pick something that you're going to do for 3 months instead of saying, I'm doing this from here until the end of the next year. That might be too much. You might overwhelm yourself. You know yourself, but generally just take it one step at a time. Be really happy about everything that you accomplish, even if you think it's small, because it is not small. Everything that you do to make yourself stronger is big, and you really need to give yourself credit for it. And don't give up. Don't say one day that you didn't reach the goal and say, everything's ruined. Don't give up. Just
No.
keep trying.
I
That's
think
my
that
ultimate.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And for me, what I discovered is I joined the local gym. And some people might want to go to the gym with a partner or a friend for support, and that's great. But also, if you're new to it, I think for me, to get advice from someone that is in the industry is vital, because it gives you confidence knowing that they're confident knowing what they're talking about, and then you can start off small. And quite often, I know from personal experience, I gave myself too much expectations. I want to be this fit, this quickly, and then when you're speaking to someone who's been in that industry for years, they're saying, like, slow down, one step at a time. Exactly what you're saying, which is great information. Um, but people can find out more at your website as well, diabetesdominator.com, can't they?
Sure, absolutely.
You've
There'll
got some
be
videos, have you?
What's that? I have some videos that are about to be uploaded within the next couple of weeks. They're already shot, so there'll be exercise form and ways for you to put those exercises together into easy workouts that you can do at home in 10 minutes, so there's no excuse about time. So yeah, absolutely. You can check that out, or you can just contact me through the website. If you have an email question, email it to me. I'll answer you. That's what I'm here for, to help.
Great. Okay, well, Danielle, thanks very much for that chat on exercise, and we'll catch up again soon. Okay,
Sounds good. Thank you, Stephen.
cheers, bye bye.
Bye.